This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
And you might be saying, what's the best way to contribute? Well, everyone, very matter-of-factly, in particular, this week in particular, tipping me is the way to go. Tipping me helps me more than anything. Why do I need tips? Well, normally I would say, well, because tips I can use immediately for things such as paying groceries, or buying groceries, excuse me, or paying bills, or things like that. That's absolutely correct. This week in particular, I have to pay my fourth quarter 2019 state taxes, and once I do, I have the money for it, but once I do, I will be 100% tapped out, meaning I will be broke.
As I told you this many times, I swear to God, you guys seem to either not listen or think that I'm lying. I don't have money. I have no money. All the money you guys give me is usually goes to a good cause, like paying my taxes, the cost of games, the cost of electricity, things I tell you about every day. I don't have exorbitant amounts of extra money saved up and sitting around to do optional surgery to tie my tubes.
Okay? I don't get paid by Twitch until the middle of the month of February. That's not good. I got bills I gotta pay and stuff, and so your tips are gonna directly help me to basically not stay broke and be able to afford everything I still need to afford to pay for, in the coming 2 weeks. Alright? So today, if you can tip me, please do. I definitely need the support and help right now with tips because I'm gonna be broke very shortly after I pay this, okay? So thanks to anyone who even considers contributing today. If you can tip me, please do. That's the preferred method. It's gonna help me more than anything. Okay?
I don't stream to make money.
They were actually trying to say yesterday, as stupid as this sounds, that I was equating the death of Kobe Bryant to losing my game save file in Knights of the Old Republic. I never did that at all.
In particular, when I know I did something wrong, I'll always say that, You gotta listen to me and not listen to the people who spin what I say.
I literally said on stream, man, a lot of really bad stuff's happening today. Kobe Bryant passed away unexpectedly. My game save seems to be corrupted in this game. This is just, in general, a really bad day overall. Because it's just big, bad things happening. Guess what? Those are both bad things that happen. Did I ever say they were equivalent? Hell no. I never said that at all. I literally was just listing things off on the stream. And if you're actually here for the stream, I talked at length about how Kobe Bryant was a really interesting and important person. He was motivational to tons of people. And that he should be remembered, and it was a really tragic loss. I even specifically said, yeah, the loss of Kobe Bryant is way worse than losing a game save file. But that's what I mean. This is what these idiots do. On a daily basis, they try to do shit like this to get clickbait views. That's exactly what it was. It was like 2 or 3 people who I guess made videos. Look what Phil said on stream yesterday. I didn't even say that.
90% of the time, tipped me $1 and said, salt, salt, salt. Thank you very much. Tasty salt.
Like, they literally only show one portion of the stream to be completely disingenuous, to act like that's what the stream was about when it wasn't, to say I said something that I never said, to get clickbait views and make money. And their viewers are so fucking stupid, they eat it up like I almost said a chicken sandwich. I was gonna say, like a chocolate sundae, but somehow I said chicken, so I almost said chicken sundae. They basically eat it up, because that's what they are. They're brainless, drama-consuming idiots. So anything that's said, obviously is factually true, even if it's something taken completely out of context and you weren't there for the stream. What's hilarious is, when those idiots said this nonsense, alright, people who were critics of mine came to my defense and were like, no, that's not what happened. At all. Okay, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You literally fabricated a situation to get clickbait views and make money on YouTube. And this is what these idiots do every single fucking day because they're no-life losers who don't actually have anything productive to do with their lives. Instead, they try to ride my coattails and make a living doing it. They're scumbags.
Snort. What an asshole.
Alright? They should be sued into oblivion. It's 100% defamation. It is illegal, but I don't have the money to do it. So, instead of dwelling on all this horse shit from these fucking pieces of human filth, what I do is I focus on the positive. Today, we're going to play a fun gameplay stream. I'm going to do my best to make it entertaining for you guys. We're going to chill. We're going to have a good time. That's what it's all about. Not focusing on the negative shit, not focusing on the drama that these idiots try to fabricate today. Today, they'll probably say, I equated, you know, stomping babies into paste with a rotten banana in Donkey Kong or something. You know, it's just it's that insanity. That's how they are. These people are complete fucking idiots. Okay.
Ah, the salty tears.
I received a $1 tip from Internet Famous McCroy overnight. Actually, I take that back. It was a $2.30 tip from Internet Famous McCroy. Okay. Excuse me. He says the following. I was watching a This Is How You Don't Play video last night. I think it's fair that you should get some kind of royalty since they're essentially DSP highlights and lowlights. That's my 2 cents. Here's my $2 plus PayPal's stinky flat fee. Thanks for the years of entertainment. This Is How You Don't Play. How did it start? Started with me doing terrible playthroughs of games on purpose because I didn't really care about the quality of my playthroughs. I thought the whole thing was a joke, so I would make really bad quality, you know, over-the-top, stupid commentary playthroughs of games, not taking them seriously, acting like a fool, insulting the game developers, doing all kinds of zany shit, because that was my shtick on YouTube. What's hilarious is that this worked and made sense, and everyone liked it for about 3 to 4 years. Then all of a sudden, when I played Metal Gear Solid, alright, people got incredibly offended that I would do this to the Metal Gear franchise and insult Hideo Kojima. Which is hilarious, because I'd done it every single other game I'd ever played, but for some reason these people didn't get it. Figure that one out. So, they started making these videos of, oh, this is how you don't play. This is how you make you do it wrong. Because they were so elitist, their feeling was that you should only be playing these games in a certain way. How dare you make a shitty Let's Play of these games, right? So, the thing is, these playthroughs became virally popular for the wrong reasons. People saw that I was failing so much, and they liked the fact that people made fun of me for it, alright? So that's how This Is How You Don't Play became popular. Now, admittedly, you know, when these first started many years ago, I reacted negatively and said, oh man, people are stealing my content and doing this stuff without my permission. If they just asked, I would have liked it better. But then I started hating on the people and stuff. So, if I had been a more open attitude toward it, probably things would have been a lot better. But essentially what happened was, it became virally popular to rip apart my playthroughs and make fun of me. And that's kind of how, almost like overnight, I would say it was probably a 6 to 8 month process. I went from being one of the top revered kind of raw Let's Players on YouTube to, oh, that's the guy who sucks at games but somehow makes a living doing it, let's all make fun of him, okay? And that's pretty much what This Is How You Don't Play the game. Now, the thing is, the gimmick lasted many years. I'd probably say from like 2012 all the way through like maybe like 2016-ish. And then at that point people were like, you know, this is stupid, it's the same thing over and over. And then what ended up happening was, people started stretching really badly to have content for these videos. So, for example, oh, let's egg on people to make really toxic, disgusting comments on DSP's videos, because the This Is How You Don't Play isn't very interesting on its own, so let's just highlight toxic comments from fucking idiots, you know, immature morons who want to make it into a video on YouTube, who are just going to sit there and say really disgusting things about Phil and his family and everything to try to get attention in a video. So, what ended up happening was, my comments ended up getting taken over, like all kinds of crap, alright? It was really annoying, because here I am trying to make a living on YouTube, and now my content is being negatively affected by people who want to make fun of me, because they're flooding my comments with toxic shit. Eventually, I just turned the comments off, because I had so many of my actual loyal viewers saying, we've had enough, you know, like, we can't even focus on the gameplay anymore, because there's so many toxic comments, just turn off the comments. So I did. And essentially what happened was, overnight, when I turned off the comments, This Is How You Don't Play died. Not to say that people don't still try to make them, but when people try to do this stuff, it's just not popular anymore. No, there's no This Is How You Don't Plays that come out in the modern era that get any kind of traction compared to how they used to. I mean, we're talking videos that used to get tens, if not hundreds of thousands of views, and now they can barely get to 10,000 views half the time. No one really cares about that crap anymore, alright? But, sadly, it got worse for me, because now it's, instead of This Is How You Don't Play, now it's personal attacks on Phil every day, slander against Phil, like we already mentioned on the pre-stream. So it's just as bad for me, it's just for different reasons, okay? But, essentially, Internet Famous McCroy, you're correct, okay? You're absolutely correct. This Is How You Don't Play is basically a way for people to do some kind of a project to get views or whatever. I don't get anything out of it, alright? I don't. I make no money on that. That's using my content without my permission. And I appreciate that if you saw one of those videos, that you came over here and you support it, alright? That's really nice of you, okay? The thing is, I've heard some really silly misconceptions. There's some people that seem to be under the impression that when people do stuff like that, like, oh, if you take someone's content and you make a video using their content, they have the ability to claim your video on YouTube and they can make the revenue off of your own video that you made about them. That's not true at all. That's only available if you're a big corporation and you buy the rights to use YouTube's Content ID system. Then you can load all of your video content into Content ID, and then you can claim people's videos who you think are a match to that content. And that's actually why it's funny. That's why about twice a year, I would say, there's a big snafu, a big dramatic error where YouTube will erroneously match a ridiculous amount of videos from some third-party company who didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and they loaded content into YouTube saying it was their own when it was like a cutscene from a game. And the next thing you know, everyone who ever played that game gets their video claimed by this company you never heard of. Okay? That's how Content ID works. The common YouTuber cannot use Content ID to protect their content at all. If I were filthy rich, I could probably pay to have Content ID content match all my content, and overnight, every single This Is How You Don't Play, every single detractor video, every single piece of garbage that's out there would get claimed and I'd make money on it. But I'm not filthy rich. I can't do that, okay? So, that's not how it works. Anyone who says that is full of shit, all right? Anyone who says, oh, I'm using Content ID to claim, revenue on other people's videos, you're a liar, all right? You're an absolute 100% liar. That's not how it works. The only system that's actually available to the common YouTuber is a system that will match other people's content to yours, but all you can do is flag it to take it down for copyright reasons. Like you say, oh, they use my content, I want to flag it for copyright. And you can do that. But we all know that YouTube's copyright system also doesn't work. That even if you flag something for copyright, someone can just dispute it, and unless you actually sue them, within 2 weeks, the content goes back live on YouTube anyway, and then you have no other recourse but to sue them to actually take it down. So, none of that exists. It's complete nonsense. Anyone who says, oh, I'm going to Content ID match someone, they're a liar. Okay, just so you guys know, because people say this to me all the time. Why don't I just Content ID match This Is How You Don't Play? Or, oh, I'm sure Phil's making tons of money on the back end on all those videos people make on him. No. Okay? That's not true at all.
Then we had someone who comes into the stream chat, brand new account, and says, can you unban an account? So I looked into the account. The account was someone who literally said disgusting things about my wife months ago and was permanently banned because of it. No, that account's not getting unbanned. And then you got banned as well for requesting it because you're probably the same guy on a stock account. So enjoy your permanent ban. There you go. Enjoy your permanent ban from chat. Bah humbug, motherfucker. There you go.
PW Doves tipped me $1.30. He says, was there ever a time when tipping wasn't the best option to contribute? Yeah, in fact, last year, see, people don't really realize it because people tend to focus on the negative than the positive. Let's face that, right? It's true. It's human nature. People are dramatic. They want to focus on the negative instead of the positive. There was quite a few months last year, I'd probably say 3 or 4 months, where I did not say, oh, tips help me more than whatever.
If you haven't noticed, in the past week or so, I haven't really been mentioning, being in desperate need of tips or whatever. And some people say, oh, you see, this is Phil's cycle or whatever. Yeah, because what's been happening with me is, the first 2 weeks of the month are terrible for me because all my bills clear and it completely empties my bank account out. And then I get paid by Twitch, and then basically for a few weeks, everything backfills, and then I'm okay till like the end of the month. So that's kind of the situation I'm in right now. That's why I don't really harp on financial stuff. Usually the second half of every month.
And I didn't mention it for extended, weeks at a time. I wouldn't even mention anything besides, oh, you can tip. But I wouldn't say, oh, it's the best contribution method and blah, blah, blah. At that point, those were weeks that were pretty good. There were a few times last year when it wasn't so bad. And so I didn't have to say it at all. Just in particular, right now, things are really bad. As you guys know, the financial stuff I'm going through. And it's about to be particularly really bad this week when I have to do these tax payments. And then, boom, I have no money. So, thank you guys for understanding,
I don't want to have to talk about, oh, tip me, every pre-stream. But I pretty much have to at this point because that's how I'm making ends meet. So, again, please consider tipping me, and thanks to anyone who considers it, okay? I can't wait for the money. Let the green roll in.
All right, now this is hilarious. I got a $1 tip from Legions176 saying, well, I apologize for yesterday. I was offended you compared your deleted save to the death of a human being. No, because I didn't do that. You're a complete fucking idiot. Seriously, I mean this, Legion. You are a dumb fuck.
Why am I toxic? More toxic.
Because you believe whatever you're told. You were not there for the stream. You didn't see the fact that we had a very honorable discussion about Kobe Bryant. And that what you're saying literally didn't happen. You are a really dumbass. Really, you're just a dumb fuck. So you can take your $1 and you can shove it up your own fucking ass because you're an idiot. Thanks for the $1 tip. Froggin's cheered. He says, it's great news you're able to afford your upcoming payment. I remember last year we were worried about you because of taxes. Things are finally looking up. Well, I can afford the payment. The problem is then I'm broke and I need to pay everything else. See what my point is? Like, I have the money now to pay, but then it clears my bank account out, and then I'm like, now I have no money for anything. And if certainly this is not my only tax hurdle. After this, now I got federal taxes that I'm way backed up on and haven't paid. So we're right back to square one. This is the situation. However, as I've told you guys during that podcast about a week and a half ago now, I have a plan. I'm in the midst of, this whole bankruptcy deal. And once this goes through, this should make things better for me. Even though it will make things significantly worse in a couple ways, it should make things better for me. And in fact, that maybe I'll finally, over time, be able to get caught up and not have these issues anymore with this shit. Okay? But, yeah, it sucks. Like, you're right. Last year was like panic mode. This year's not as bad, but it's still going to be bad. And we're going to have to see what happens. Okay? So, again, guys, thank you for your support. Best way to support me right now would be to tip me, so please consider that today. Okay? All right, one final reminder as we're booting up. The best way to support me today is by tipping me. I really need the help via tips today, guys. Seriously. So please, if you can, excuse me, please do. Please do. And thanks to anyone who contributes in any way, shape, or form.
I would not still be doing this if I hated it. If I absolutely hated my fucking job, I wouldn't do it anymore. I'd go find something else. And whether it meant I would, oh no, now I can't make enough money to pay my bills, I have to declare bankruptcy, then so be it. That's what I would do. But I love doing what I do because I am a lifelong gamer, and I feel that when I put out my content and my honest content, that it has value. And I'm very grateful to be able to do what I do for a living. And I love what I do working from home. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.